Welcome, dear dreamers, to the sleepy blanket, where every night becomes softer, calmer, and filled with gentle dreams. Tonight, let me wrap you in a quiet story. A story woven from moonlight, starlight, and peaceful Khawab dreams. The girl who collected echoes of moonlight. Amina had always believed that dreams were not something that simply visited you at night. She believed dreams were living things, soft and shimmering, drifting gently across the sky, like slow-moving clouds. And sometimes, if you listened closely enough, you could hear them whisper. She lived in a tiny cottage at the quiet edge of Khawab Valley, where the world always seemed a little slower, a little softer, and just a touch magical. The cottage had a blue-painted door, a lantern that glowed like a sleepy firefly, and a garden of pale white flowers that only bloomed beneath the moon every evening. Just as the sky began to turn the color of warm milk, Amina would step outside, wrap a shawl around her shoulders, and breathe in the night. She loved the way the air felt at that hour, cool and delicate like whispered silk. She would sit beside the flowers and close her eyes. And there, in the stillness, she listened, because in Khawab Valley, the moon did not shine silently. It sang. Not loudly, not like an instrument or a chorus, but softly, like a lullaby hummed through light, and every note of that moon song floated down into Amina's garden, settling gently upon petals and stones, like silver dust. Amina called them Echoes of Moonlight, and she collected them, not in jars, or boxers or bottles, but in her heart. You see, Amina had a gift. She could hold dreams without breaking them. Just as some people cradle fragile birds or tiny stars, Amina cradled whispers of Kenhu that only work sometime, or boxers or bottles. But in her heart, you see, Amina had a gift. She could hold dreams. She could hold dreams without breaking them, just as some people cradle fragile birds or tiny stars. Night. Sometimes these dreams were small, barely more than a sigh. Sometimes they shimmered bright as constellations, but every one of them felt peaceful. And so night after night, Amina sat beneath the sky listening, breathing gently, gathering moon echoes. And as she did, the valley fell asleep around her. The tall grass leaned softly as if resting its head. Owls glided through shadows, silent as folded thoughts. Rivers murmured lullabies to the stones, and people in distant cottages shifted beneath their blankets, sighing with comfort, not knowing that part of the peace they felt came from Amina listening to the night. One evening, the moon rose larger than she had ever seen. It hung in the sky like a polished pearl, soft and glowing, wrapped in a scarf of silver mist. Amina stepped outside, and the world felt quieter than ever before. Even the air seemed to pause. She closed her eyes, letting her shoulders soften, breathing slowly in and out. And then she heard it. A new note in the moon song, gentle, sad, yearning. It sounded like a dream that had lost its way. Amina's heart stirred. For the first time, she whispered back, "What are you searching for?" The moonlight answered, not in words, but in feeling. Loneliness, soft sorrow, a wish to be found. Amina opened her eyes and saw that one star, brighter than the rest, was falling slowly across the sky. Not fast, like a meteor, Slow like a feather, it drifted downward toward the distant mountains beyond Khawab Valley. And Amina knew this dream needed her, so she gathered her shawl, kissed the night flowers goodbye, and began to walk. Not hurried, not anxious, just peacefully, step by step, as though the earth itself were carrying her forward like a cradle. And the world grew softer still. Clouds lowered, forming silver-lit bridges. Fireflies lit the path like tiny lantern keepers. And the air grew sweet as moonlit honey. Amina whispered to the night, "I will find you, little dream. You are not alone anymore." And so, with the rhythm of sleep in her breath and peace in her heart, she walked deeper into the dream world of Khawab, where reality faded and imagination became the sky. The garden that dreamed of the moon, the path into Khawab Valley grew quieter with every step Amina took. It was not the heavy silence of emptiness, but the soft, cozy silence of a room where someone has just blown out a candle, where the last glow still lingers in the air. The fallen star she had seen in the sky, that slow, drifting streak of light, had vanished beyond the far hills. Yet its presence felt close. Like a thought at the edge of memory, Amina walked without hurry. Her sandals brushed through pale grass that shimmered as if dusted in moonsugar. Every time her foot touched the ground, tiny silver ripples spread outward, as if she were walking across the surface of a calm night lake, instead of soil. Above her, the sky was deep blue velvet. The moon watched from its high cradle in the heavens, full and gentle, like a guardian who never slept, but never demanded anything either. Just there, just watching, just shining. Amina drew her shawl closer around her shoulders. It was soft and familiar, like an old friend. The threads held the scent of lavender from her pillow. As she walked, she took a slow, easy breath, in, the cool night filling her lungs. And out, her shoulders loosening, her jaw relaxing, her thoughts smoothing out like the surface of still water. Somewhere in the distance, an owl gave a lazy, muffled call. Its voice echoed gently, as if even the owl did not wish to disturb anyone's dreams. And perhaps, if you are listening now, you might notice your own breath beginning to match Amina's. Slower, softer, more peaceful. Step, breath in, step, breath out. Soon, the path narrowed and dipped between two low hills. Mist pooled there like a soft blanket, not cold, not damp, just pleasantly cool. Like stepping through a cloud that had fallen to rest, the mist curled around Amina's ankles, then rose, swirling around her knees, her waist, her chest, like a friendly wisp of smoke, guiding her, instead of hiding the way, as she passed through. The air changed. The scent of the world shifted from wild grass and riverstone to something sweeter, like jasmine steeped in moonlight and apples kissed by starlight. When Amina emerged from the narrow passage between the hills, she stopped, her breath catching softly in her throat, not in fear, but in wonder. Before her lay a garden, but not an ordinary garden. Not one that belonged to a single cottage, or even a single village. This was the moon garden of Khawab. It spread out in all directions, flowing over gentle slopes and dips, as if someone had spilled dreams across the landscape, and they had taken root. The flowers here did not look like the flowers she knew from daylight. Some glowed softly from within, like little lanterns made of petals. Some were made entirely of light outlines of blossoms drawn in silver on the air. Others swayed without any wind at all, as if listening to music that only they could hear. The colors were quiet, no harsh reds or sharp yellows. Mostly pale whites, faint blues, muted lilacs, and soft rose golds. The colors the sky wears right before sleep. A faint path shone beneath Amina's feet, made from petals that seemed to appear just before she stepped on them and dissolve just after. "It's beautiful," she whispered. Her voice sounded hushed, even to her own ears, as if the garden were a dreaming child and she did not wish to wake it. The garden responded. The nearest flowers stirred, turning their glowing faces toward her. And for the briefest moment, she could hear something like a sigh of welcome. It wasn't a word. It was a feeling. "We know you. We remember you. You have listened to the moon." Amina took another slow breath. Her heart did not race. Nothing in this place demanded it. Instead, it seemed too slow, matching a deeper rhythm like the pulse of the valley itself. A calm, steady lullaby beneath her ribs. She walked deeper into the moon garden. As she walked, she noticed that the flowers did something strange. When she looked directly at one bloom, she saw only its shape and light. A glowing tulip made of pearl. A floating lily drawn in fine silver lines. A rose that seemed to be woven out of fog. But when she softened her gaze, when she allowed her attention to relax, like a mind drifting toward sleep, the petals changed. They became images. In one blossom, she saw a child hugging a stuffed toy beneath a warm blanket. Their face softened, mouth parted in peaceful sleep. Dreams fluttering behind closed eyes. In another, she saw an elderly man sitting by a window, his hands folded in his lap, eyes closed as sunlight turned to moonlight on his cheeks. The gentle curve of his smile told of a lifetime of memories drifting through his dreams. In another, she saw a girl in a high city tower, headphones on, eyes closed, listening to quiet music as the lights of the world blurred beyond her window into soft, coarse stars. Every flower, every luminous leaf, held a dream. The moon garden, Amina realized, did not simply grow for beauty. It grew because it remembered. It remembered every gentle dream that had ever passed silently through Khawab Valley. Every wish breathed into a pillow. Every soft tear slipped onto a blanket and turned, slowly, into hope. Amina paused, letting her eyes half close. "Perhaps, now, if you like, you can let your own eyes become a little heavier too. Not forcing them shut, just letting them grow warm and relaxed, as if they, too, are listening." You might imagine walking beside Amina, your feet moving slowly along that path, the soft lights of the moon garden drifting around you like sleepy fireflies. The air here was neither cold nor warm. It had that perfect balance found only in dreams. The kind of air that makes you want to curl up, pull a blanket up to your chin, and sigh just a little as your muscles melt. A gentle, tinkling sound reached Amina's ears, like glass wind chimes touched by a breeze that did not exist. She followed the sound. It led her between tall, white-barked trees, whose leaves looked like tiny crescent moons. They chimed softly as she passed, as if greeting her beyond them. She found the source of the music. In the center of a small clearing was a pool, but it was not water that rested inside. At least, Not the kind she knew. The pool was filled with liquid moonlight. It shimmered in ripples of silver and soft blue, turning dark at the edges like the curve of a sleeping cat. Each tiny wave reflected not the trees above, but scenes of quiet nights from around the world. In one corner of the pool, she saw a village street with lamps going out one by one. In another, she saw rolling fields under a sky sprinkled with 1,000 slow stars. Elsewhere, the reflection showed a home lit by a single candle as someone carefully tucked in a child and kissed their forehead. Amina knelt beside the pool. She felt no urge to touch it. It seemed too sacred, too delicate, like an unspoken promise between the sky and the earth. "Moon garden," she whispered. "I came looking for a dream that lost its way." The liquid light trembled, and then grew still. A long moment passed. Then, from the very center of the pool, a tiny glow appeared. At first, it was no brighter than a firefly. Then it grew, and grew, shaping itself into something round and softly pulsing. A drop of light rose from the surface, hovering in the air for a heartbeat. Then another, and another. They swirled together, winding like a slow, luminous ribbon, and wove themselves into the shape of a small doorway made entirely of moonlight. Through that oval frame, Amina could see something that did not belong to the garden at all. She saw a distant mountain ledge, high above the world, wrapped in drifting mist. On that ledge was a tiny, trembling glow, like a candle trying not to go out in a gentle breeze. The fallen star. The dream she had come to find. The doorway shimmered, then stilled, waiting, inviting, but not pressing. "If I step through," Amina murmured, "I'll be walking deeper into Khawab, deeper into dream." The moon garden gave no answer in words, but the flowers near her ankles swayed slowly, as if nodding. A soft, familiar comfort wrapped around her shoulders. She realized she felt no fear, not even a flutter. Here, in the gentle breath of the night, in the garden that remembered every kind dream, fear simply had nowhere to grow. Amina stood. She took another long, easy breath, in the scents of jasmine, clean night air, and quiet starlight, filling her chest and out. Her spine softening, hands relaxing at her sides, like someone letting go of a weight they no longer need to carry. "If you're lonely," she said gently, speaking toward the glowing doorway, toward the mountain ledge beyond, "I'll come to you. No dream should be alone." She stepped forward. As her foot passed through the ring of moonlight, she felt a sensation like stepping into warm water, or into a blanket just pulled from the sun. Not hot, not cold, just perfectly enveloping. Her thoughts grew quieter still. The few small sounds of the valley, the chime of crescent-leaved, the distant owl faded. It was as if the moon garden were tucking her in, whispering, "Go on. We'll keep your place. We'll remember you. We always remember." On the other side of the doorway, the air changed again. The scents of the moon garden softened into thin mist. The delicate chiming was replaced by the hush of wind moving across stone. Amina stood on the edge of a mountain, but it was not a stark, frightening mountain. This rock was worn smooth by time and dreams. Its surface shimmered faintly, as if someone had poured starlight down its sides and let it dry there above her. The sky was closer, so close it felt like she could reach up and brush her fingers across the underside of a cloud. And there, just a few steps away, curled into itself, like a child fallen asleep on a windowsill, was the little star. It was not a sharp point of light, as stars appear from far below. Up close, it looked almost like a tiny creature made of glow. Round, with a gentle pulse. Now bright, now dim, as if breathing. When it brightened, Amina felt a curious tug in her own chest. A longing. When it dimmed, she felt something like sadness. "You poor thing," she whispered, taking a slow, careful step forward. Her voice came out softer than ever, shaped by the quiet of the mountain air. "You fell too far, didn't you? Away from your home." The star quivered. A thin wisp of light drifted from it, reaching weakly toward her like a hand that didn't quite know how to ask for help. Amina knelt. If you are listening now, perhaps you can imagine kneeling beside her, the stone cool but not uncomfortable beneath your knees, the sky stretching endlessly above, like the inside of a calm night. You might feel the softness of the air brushing your cheeks, the way your own breathing is slow and gentle, each breath a little more relaxed than the one before. Amina placed her hands carefully near the star. She did not touch it. She only rested her palms on the stone, open and empty, showing she meant no harm. "I'm Amina," she said. Her words flowed like a lullaby, calm and unhurried. "I listen to the moon. I collect its echoes. I follow lost dreams. May I sit with you for a while?" For a few long heartbeats, nothing happened. Then the star brightened, just a little. A tiny, wavering ray of light reached out again, this time resting softly on the edge of her hand. It felt cool at first, and then pleasantly warm. Like dipping your fingertips into water that has been left in the sun all afternoon. From somewhere within that glow, Amina heard something. It wasn't quite a voice. Not like the voices of people she knew. It was more like the memory of a voice. Like a thought that had been thinking to itself for too long. I was part of the sky. It seemed to say, I shone, and shone, and shone. But no one knew my name. I drifted, and drifted, and drifted. And then I fell. Now, I am alone. Amina's heart ached in the gentlest way. I know what it's like to feel small. Even under a big sky, she murmured. Sometimes, on very quiet nights, I used to wonder if anyone heard me at all when I hummed back to the reg. And there's a trick that I like to do, as a trick that I like to do as a voice actor, that only works sometime, even under a big sky, even under a big sky. She murmured, sometimes, on very quiet. So I murmured, sometimes, on very quiet nights, I used to wonder if anyone heard, if I made it at moon. But she did. The moon garden did. And now I hear you, too. She let her eyes soften, letting the stars' glow wash over her face. Her lashes grew heavy. Her breathing slower still. You don't need a name to be loved, she told the star, her voice dropping until it was barely more than a breath. You exist. You shine. That is enough. The star pulsed brighter at those words. The mountain around them seemed to breathe with it. Stone expanding and contracting in an invisible rhythm of calm. I have been shining for so long. The not quick voice whispered within her mind. Sometimes for joyful dreams. Sometimes for lonely ones. Sometimes for people who never even looked up. I don't know. I wanted to be part of something that saw me. And then I fell. Now I am afraid I will go out. Amina tilted her head slightly, her shawl sliding a little off one shoulder. She did not pull it back up. The night did not feel cold here. Everything felt like the inside of a long, slow exhale. You won't go out, she said calmly. You're in Khawab now. Nothing that belongs to gentle dreams ever really disappears here. It changes, it learns, it rests, it becomes something new. But it is never lost. A faint spark of curiosity flickered through the star's light. Rest. It echoed, as if testing the word. I do not know how to rest. I only know how to shine and fall. Amina smiled softly. Then I will teach you, she said. If you like, you can listen to the way I breathe. And you can match your glow to it. She took in a deep, quiet breath, in, her chest rising slowly, the shawl moving like a small wave. And out, her muscles melting a little more, her shoulders dropping, the corners of her mouth softening. The star tried. As she inhaled, it brightened. As she exhaled, it dimmed gently. Bright. Soft. Again. And again. Soon. The rhythm felt natural. Not forced. Not taught. Just shared. If you're listening now, you might feel a tiny bit of that rhythm in yourself. In, your lungs filling. Saily out. Your body sinking a little deeper into whatever supports you. Bed or couch or chair, like a pebble nestling down into river sand. After some time, though time no longer seemed to matter very much, Amina felt the star grow less tense. Its light no longer flickered uneasily. It wasn't as bright as when it panicked. But it was steadier, truer. Do you still feel alone? She asked softly. There was a long pause. Then, quietly, no, came the feeling in her mind. Not as long as you are here. Not as long as you see me. I see you, Amina said. I hear you. The moon garden sees you. The valley hears you. Even the moon herself has not forgotten you. You are part of her light. You always were. The star's glow deepened, turning from pale white to a warmer, gentler silver, still faint, but calm. Will you help me go home? The star thought into her, hesitantly. I want to shine for gentle dreams again. I want to watch over quiet sleepers. I want to belong to the sky. And to be remembered, even just a little, by the ones who close their eyes beneath me. Amina looked up. Above them, the moon watched. Not commanding. Not demanding. Just listening. Yes, Amina said. But first, you must rest. Even stars need stillness before they rise again. She shifted her shawl and gently cupped her hands, leaving a little cradle between her palms. If you trust me, she whispered, you can curl up here for a while. I will carry you back through the moon garden. Together, we will ask the moon how best to set you in the sky. Not as a forgotten spark, but as a guardian of dreams. The star hesitated. Then slowly, carefully, it floated upward. It hovered above her hands for a moment, a tiny orb of sleeping light. Then lowered itself into her waiting palms. It fit there perfectly. Not heavy, not light, just right. Amina rose to her feet, cradling the star as one might cradle a small sleeping bird. As she turned toward where the moonlit doorway still shimmered faintly behind her, the mountain air sighed around her ankles like a blanket being pulled up. The mist parted. The stone beneath her feet felt as steady as a heartbeat. The star's rhythm matched her own breathing now. In, a faint brightening. Out, a gentle dim. You are not alone, she told it one last time, as she stepped toward the doorway. And as long as you remember how to rest, you will never fall the same way again. Behind them, the mountain remained. Above, the sky watched. Before them, the opal of moonlight waited. A softly glowing gate back to the moon garden and the next part of their journey. Amina stepped through, carrying the resting star with her, her breath slow and calm, her heart steady. Like a storyteller, guiding a dream carefully toward its softest place. And all around them, Khawab Valley continued to breathe in long, slow, sleepy waves. The star who foggered its name, asterisk, when Amina stepped back through the oval of moonlight. Carrying the resting star in her hands, the world softened around her once more. The cool breath of the mountain faded. The faint hiss of wind over stone grew. Quiet in its place came the familiar, gentle hush of the moon garden. The petals beneath her feet formed again, glowing softly with each step, like a path being dreamed into existence just for her. The trees with crescent leaves chimed their quiet, glassy greeting. The air smelled once more of jasmine, night-blooming flowers, and something else now. Something new, a gentle warmth, like a candle that had just been lit inside a small, safe room. Amina looked down at her hands. The little star was curled up snugly in her palms, its light slow and steady. It no longer trembled as it had on the mountain. It glowed as if it were breathing deeply, peacefully. In. A soft brightening. Out. A delicate dimming. You're doing well, Amina murmured to it. Her voice was almost a whisper now, shaped by the calm around her. You're resting. That's the first secret of shining. The star's glow warmed slightly, like a sleepy child responding to a lullaby, not fully awake, but comforted. Around them, the moon garden responded. Flowers turned toward Amina and her little passenger. Some opened wider, petals stretching, as if to better hear the star's quiet rhythm. Others lowered slightly, like heads bowed in welcome. The pool of liquid moonlight shimmered nearby. Remembering the doorway it had just formed, its surface calmed. Ripples smoothing, reflections clearing, until it looked once more like a bowl filled with the gentlest part of the sky. Amina walked slowly along the petal path. If you'd like, you can imagine walking beside her again now. Each step unhurried, each breath soft and easy. Maybe you notice the way your own body feels supported, held resting wherever you are right now. Your shoulders might melt just a little more. Your jaw could loosen. The small muscles around your eyes can soften, like the moon garden itself. You don't need to do anything. You only need to be. As Amina moved, the flowers shifted subtly. Some blooms showed her images in their glowing petals, small scenes from gentle dreams. She saw a young boy asleep under a ceiling painted with stars, one hand resting on a book that had slipped from his fingers. A woman in a quiet train carriage, head leaning against the window as city lights blurred into streaks of soft gold outside. A cat curled at the end of a bed, rising and falling with the breath of the sleeper beside it. The moon garden was always watching, always remembering. It did not judge. It did not keep score. It simply held every peaceful moment, like a collection of tiny lanterns, kept for all time. Amina wondered what the star in her hands might see if it looked through those petals. Would it find the dreams it had once watched? Over, from far above. As if in answer, a small tendril of light uncurled from the star, reaching toward a nearby bloom. The flower responded at once. Its petals brightened, transforming into a clear image. A little child standing at a balcony looking up at the night sky, one hand raised, as if waving to a single point of light. The memory in the flower was gentle but strong. I remember this. The star's thought whispered faintly into Amina's mind. Their room was small, but their heart felt big. They used to talk to me as if I were a friend. "Good night, little star," they would say. "Don't get lonely up there." The star's glow trembled, not from fear now, but from something softer, tenderness, a kind of ache that wasn't sharp, just deep. They saw me, it thought, more quietly. Even if they never knew my name, they saw me. Amina smiled, the corners of her eyes soft. "You were never invisible," she said gently. "You shine in ways that people feel even when they don't realize it. Their dreams, their wishes, their sleepy good nights, you were part of all of that." She paused, letting the star rest in that thought, letting you, if you wish, rest in it too. You, too, have shone in ways you may not realize. In kindnesses you barely remember. In gentle words you forgot you said. In quiet moments when your presence brought comfort, even if no one said so. Sometimes we forget our own light. Sometimes we think we have no name, no place. But under the calm moon of Khawab, nothing gentle is truly forgotten. The stars' glow steadied once more. I fell, because I wanted more than just shining. The star admitted, its not quite voice drifting into Amina's thoughts like mist. I wanted to know what it felt like to be held. To be close. Not just above. Amina's fingers curled very slightly around it. Not closing. Just shaping her palms so that the star sat a little more snugly, as if in a tiny nest. "And now, you know," she said. "Yes," the star thought. "It is softer than I imagined. Warmer. I did not know that being small could feel so safe." Amina walked on. Ahead of her, deeper into the garden, the flowers thinned out. The glowing path turned toward a wide clearing where the ground was smooth and pale, like a floor carved from moonstone. At the center of the clearing stood a single tree. It was taller than any of the crescent-leaf trees. Its trunk was smooth and white, spiraling gently upward. Its branches stretched out like arms, holding up a canopy of leaves that shimmered like tiny pieces of soft glass. Nestled among those leaves were shapes that glowed a little brighter. Amina stepped closer. They were not fruits, not flowers, not stars. They were names. Each one floated near a leaf, written in delicate light, not in any one language, but in the feeling of a name. The way it sounded on a parent's tongue. The way it echoed in a loved one's heart. "This is the tree of remembering," Amina whispered to the star. Her voice became even more peaceful here, as if the very air invited quiet. "Every being who has ever longed to be known has a place here. When someone whispers your name in love, the tree catches it and hangs it in the branches like a tiny lantern." The star thought about that. Slowly, a new feeling drifted through its glow. "Hope. I do not have a name," it said softly. "Not one spoken by the moon, not one whispered by the stars. I was just there, shining and shining. Amina tilted her head back, gazing into the branches. Countless glows rested there. Some very faint, some bright, some flickering, as if newly hung. The tree remembers more than spoken words, she said gently. It remembers feelings, too. Sometimes, when someone looks up at the sky and wishes upon a star, they may not say a name, but they send a feeling. And that feeling is enough to weave a place for you here. She stepped closer to the trunk and touched it lightly with the side of her hand. The bark felt cool, like stone that has been kept in shadows but alive like the steady, slow heartbeat of the valley. Try to remember, Amina murmured. Is there a moment that felt different to you? A time when you shone a little brighter? Not because you had to, but because you wanted to. The star grew very still in her hands. Its light dimmed almost completely, then began to pulse slowly, as if searching through its own long memory. Images brushed against Amina's mind in soft strokes of light. A quiet hospital room with its window cracked open to let in fresh night air. Someone lying in bed, hands folded over a blanket, eyes heavy. Pain still there, but softened because of a single star outside the window that would not stop shining. A balcony where two people parted ways with kind smiles and watery eyes, whispering promises to find each other again under the same sky. Above them, one star hung low and bright, and they both looked up at it at once. A tiny seaside village where a lantern festival had been cancelled due to rain. Children stood beneath their roofs, disappointed, until they noticed that one star had punched through the clouds, sparkling stubbornly, as if saying, "I am your lantern tonight." The little star in Amina's hands quivered. Yes, it thought, the feeling growing clearer. Yes, I remember. There were times I shone a little harder. Not because I was told to. Because it felt right. Because I wanted to be there for them. Even if they never knew it was me. Amina smiled softly. Then those moments have a shape, she said. A place. A feeling. That feeling is your name. She stepped closer to the tree. Would you like to see it? She asked. The star paused, then warmed slowly against her skin. Yes, it answered in the quiet of her mind. I am a little afraid, but I want to know. Everyone is a little afraid before they remember themselves. Amina replied. That is why we remember gently. She raised her hands, lifting the star up toward the nearest branches. The leaves shimmered. The breeze, if there was a breeze, was so soft it was barely more than an idea. One by one, the glowing names hanging from the branches dimmed, then brightened again, like lanterns being checked carefully. Somewhere far above, a new light bloomed among them. Not sharp, not overwhelming, just soft, steady, familiar. A strand of pale silver light unfurled from that new glow, and drifted downward, spiraling lazily, like a feather in slow motion. It circled the star in Amina's hands once, twice, and then settled delicately around it. At the moment the strand touched the star, a feeling went through both of them at once. A feeling like being seen, being held, being called home. And answering, yes, that's me. The stars. Light deepened in tone. No longer the uncertain flicker of something lost, but the warm, sure glow of something that knows exactly what it is, even if it cannot put it into words. In Amina's mind, a soft sound formed. Not a word in any language. She knew. More like a melody. A small, unique note. "This," she whispered, eyes closing briefly in reverence, "is your name. Not one you ever need to say out loud. Not one anyone else needs to know. It is the feeling of how you shine when you are most yourself." The star pulsed once. Twice with quiet joy. "I feel whole," it murmured. "As if all the little pieces of my light have finally sat down together. I did not know how tired I was from being scattered." "Dreams get tired, too," Amina said, lowering her hands again and cradling the star near her chest. "That is why we have sleep. That is why we have Khawab. That is why we have gardens that remember, and trees that catch names, and valleys that hold long sighs." She let out a slow breath, inviting the star and you, if you like to follow, in and out. The garden seemed to breathe with her. Petals rose and fell in tiny movements. Leaves hushed and then rested. Somewhere in the distance, the pool of liquid moonlight gave a gentle, shimmering sigh. "What happens now?" the star asked. Quietly, its light dimming to a calm glow. "Do I go back to the sky? Do I leave this softness behind?" Amina looked up at the moon, still high and round above them. Its light poured down like a waterfall, slowed to a stop just above the garden. "I think," she said slowly, "that going back doesn't mean leaving this behind. You will shine from above, yes? But you will also remain here. In the memories you've touched. In the dreams you've watched over. In the name that the tree now holds for you." She reached out with her free hand and brushed her fingertips along the trunk of the tree of remembering. It felt warmer now. As if pleased. "You will be in two places at once," she continued. "Up there, in the sky. And everywhere your light has ever been felt gently. Because that is what it means to belong to dreams." The star thought about this. Its glow did not grow frantic. It did not spark wildly. Instead, it settled. Chose its place like a small lantern, deciding the perfect corner of a room. "I like the sound of that," it said at last. "I want to guard the dreams of those who need a little light in their dark. The ones who feel alone. The ones who look up and hope that something is watching over them. I understand them. Because I have felt alone, too." Amina's chest warmed with quiet pride. "Then you will be their star," she said. "The one they do not know by name, but feel by comfort. The steady glow just outside their window. The small point of light that says, 'I see you. You're not alone. You can rest now.'" The star nestled closer to her palms, as if hugging itself. "How will I get back?" it asked. Amina turned away from the tree of remembering, and began walking once more across the moonstone clearing at the far edge. The petal path appeared again, forming step by step, waiting for her feet. "Every star goes home differently," she said. "Some rise on the breath of the wind. Some follow the music of clouds. Some are carried by the wings of night birds." She paused and glanced toward a cluster of low bushes, sparkling with tiny lights like dew. "In your case," she added softly, "I think you will go home on the lullabies of sleepers. On the breaths of those drifting off. On the quiet stories whispered just before the lights go out." She smiled in a way that invited your own lips to soften just a little. On nights when someone listens to a gentle story, when they feel their eyes grow heavy, when they feel a deep calm settle over them like a blanket, your light will be there, too, rising, guided by their peace. The star's glow shimmered, as if it were shyly pleased. "So I'm carried by rest?" it asked. "Yes," Amina said. "You were frightened when you fell alone. But you will rise on the softest thing in the world, the quiet breath of someone falling asleep, feeling safe." They walked together, back toward the heart of the moon garden. The flowers parted gently, making way. The crescent leaf trees chimed once more. The pool of moonlight sparkled in welcome as they approached. The pool's surface changed, no longer reflecting distant rooms and sleepy faces. Instead, it showed the open night sky, as seen from somewhere far below, a familiar perspective. A small bed, a soft pillow, a blanket pulled up to someone's chin, a window with curtains half drawn. Just enough space for a single star to peek through. "This," Amina murmured, holding the star over the pool, "is where you begin, not as a forgotten point of light, but as a guardian, a friend, a quiet promise." The star hovered above the surface of the moonlight, no longer resting in her hands. It drifted slowly upward, then downward again, like something that has learned how to float gently. For a brief moment, Amina felt a thread of connection between them tighten. Not a rope, not a tether, just a silver strand of understanding. "Will you remember me?" the star asked, voice small, with a hint of that old fear slipping in. Like a shadow at the edge of a candle's glow, Amina smiled softly, her eyes full of kindness. "I collect echoes of moonlight," she reminded it. "I listen to dreams. I talk to the night. Of course, I will remember you. Every time I see someone look up at a single star, I will know it's you." The star's glow steadied, then brightened once more. Not sharply, but with quiet confidence. Then, "I'm ready," it said. It sank down toward the surface of the pool. The liquid light accepted it without a splash. For a moment, the star was gone. Only silver ripples remained. Then, high above, one small point of light brightened in the moonlit sky over Khawab Valley. Not the biggest star, not the loudest, but one that shone with steady, soothing warmth. Amina watched it for a long moment, letting her breath stay slow, letting her shoulders rest. "If you ever start to forget," she whispered upward, "just listen. You will hear the tree of remembering calling your name. You will feel the moon garden beneath you. You will know you are part of something gentle and endless." The star flickered once, like a tiny nod. Then it settled into its new place, high above the valley, where it could watch over every dreamer, every sleeper, every listener who closed their eyes and let themselves drift. Amina stood alone beside the moonlit pool, but she did not feel lonely. The garden hummed softly around her. The tree glowed with countless names. The night itself felt full. Her work, for now, was done, and somewhere in a quiet room, a sleepy face turned slightly toward a window, eyes half closed, seeing a single comforting star, and feeling, without knowing why, that everything would be all right. Khawab Valley breathed in and out with them, resting, remembering, preparing for its next gentle journey. The soft return to Khawab Valley, asterisk for a long gentle moment, after the little star rose into the sky. Amina simply stood in the moon garden and breathed. The petals beneath her feet glowed faintly, as if resting. The crescent leaf trees made only the tiniest occasional chime, like the last notes of a lullaby fading into the dark. The pool of liquid moonlight lay still and smooth, holding the reflection of the sky like a calm, sleeping eye. Above, the moon watched in quiet satisfaction. Beside her now, in that wide velvet dome, the small star shone with its new, steady light. Not loud, not demanding, just there. A soft promise in the night. Amina let her eyes half close. She could feel the star's presence in a way that needed no sight. It felt like the warmth of a hand you've just held, still lingering on your own palm. Like the last echo of a kind word, resounding in the quiet places of your heart. "You did well," she whispered, though she wasn't sure if she meant the star, or the moon garden, or herself, or the listener on the other side of the night. The garden hummed faintly around her, a vibration more felt than heard. It was the sound of contentment, of something completed, of a circle closing softly. "If you're listening too," she added inwardly, speaking to any dreamer whose mind might be drifting among these images, "you did well today as well. You came this far. You are still here. That's enough." The petals at her feet brightened for a heartbeat, as if in agreement. A cool, tender breeze slipped through the garden, carrying with it the scent of moon-blooming flowers and something deeper, the scent of rest itself. Amina pulled her shawl a little more snugly around her shoulders, not out of cold, but out of instinct. Softness invites softness. She turned slowly, taking in the moon garden one last time tonight. The tree of remembering glowed in the distance, names swaying lightly among its leaves, like lanterns hung very carefully. Each name, a life. Each life, a glow. Each glow, a dream. She knew that among those hidden names now was the feeling name of the star she had helped. Safe, settled, held. Sleep well. She thought gently toward the branches. Watch over them. Watch over everyone who closes their eyes tonight, who feels small, or tired, or alone. Remind them, even if they don't know why, that they are seen. The tree rustled, its leaves shaking in a way that sounded, just for a second, like 100 soft voices answering, "We will." Amina smiled. "It's time for me to go home," she murmured. The garden agreed. Petaled paths began to draw themselves together ahead of her, a glowing stream of light that curved away into the mist. The crescent leaf trees leaned slightly toward one another, creating an arch that seemed to say, "Come back any time. We will remember." Amina started walking, step by slow step. No rush, after all. In Khawab Valley, even when you're walking, part of you is always resting. If you'd like, you can walk with her again now. Maybe you feel, just a little, the sensation of moving without effort. Your body doesn't need to shift at all. It can stay exactly where it is. But in your mind you can. Imagine the soft glow under your feet, the distant shimmer of petals, the gentle, patient sky overhead. Amina's footsteps made no sound. The garden's hush deepened around her, like a blanket being drawn up over the world. Slowly, lovingly, the further she walked, the more the moon garden seemed to blur into glowing shapes and soft colors. Pale blue, silver, lavender, cream, until the details dissolved completely into a gentle fog of light. It was like watching a painting slowly melt into clouds. The petal path narrowed, then thinned, until it was no more than a pale line on the ground. Then even that line vanished. For a moment, there was nowhere and everywhere all at once. Just soft silver mist. Just the calm sound of her own breathing in and out. Slow and smooth. She could have stayed there forever, suspended between places. Held above worry and below urgency. But then she felt the earth grow firmer underfoot. In the way you feel a pillow become mattress beneath you. A reminder that there is a home, a foundation, beneath your dreams. The mist thinned. Shapes emerged. Her familiar valley came into view. The moon garden was gone, or rather, it had folded itself back into the hidden places of Khawab, but its teg feeling remained in the air like a delicate perfume. The tall grasses of the valley glowed faintly as if remembering passing moonlight. The river in the distance whispered over its stones, already turning the story of the star into a slow song. Tiny fireflies drifted lazily through the air, drawing soft patterns that looked almost like fragments of constellations. Her cottage appeared ahead. The blue-painted door. The lantern by the entrance, flickering like a sleepy eye. The small fence, entwined with vines and pale nightflowers. Home.Amina felt something release in her chest. A small, inner sigh. "I'm back," she murmured, though no one was waiting outside for her. Or perhaps everyone was. She climbed the little slope, seeing to her doorway, each step sinking with her breath. In gently. Out. A little more of the night's journey settling down inside her like a leaf drifting to the bottom of a calm pond. She paused at the door and glanced up at the sky. Once more, there it was. Her star. From here, it looked just like any other small point of light. But she knew it wasn't. She knew its story. Its fear. Its rest. Its name, that, was, not, a, word. It shone steadily back at her. "Guard them well," she whispered, thinking of all the sleepers in their houses, on their boats, in tall buildings, under tin roofs, and heavy quilts, and thin sheets. Guard the ones who listen. The ones who drift. The ones who wake at night and look for something gentle to anchor them again. The star seemed to glow a little warmer, then settled into its calm rhythm. Amina lifted a hand in quiet farewell, then pushed open her door. Inside, her cottage was dim and cozy. Shadows rested in the corners like folded blankets. Her small wooden table stood where she had left it, with a cup beside it still smelling faintly of chamomile. Her chair by the window waited, cushions slightly indented in the shape of her favorite sitting posture. Her bed in the corner was made neatly. A thick blanket lay upon it, the color of soft clouds just before dawn. The pillow was plump, inviting, like a small cloud waiting to catch a falling thought. Amina closed the door behind her. The last sliver of outside light slipped away, leaving the room lit only by the lantern she kept by the bedside, a lantern whose glow was not quite yellow, not quite white, but the gentle in-between color of contentment. She moved slowly, deliberately, as though tuning herself to the pace of resting things.
She took off her shoes, she folded her shawl and placed it carefully on the chair. She went to the small basin in the corner and dipped her hands into cool water, letting it run over her fingers, washing away the dust of paths that existed partly in this world and partly in another. She dried her hands on a soft cloth and then sat on the edge of her bed, outside. The night had deepened. The valley was now fully under its blanket. The stars shone steadily in the part of the sky her window framed. Amina lay down, slowly, feeling the mattress welcome her weight. Her body seemed to sigh with relief, her head sank into the pillow, the blanket slid up over her legs, her waist, her chest, until it sat just beneath her chin, as if the night itself were tucking her in. She placed one hand lightly over her heart, as if cradling her own rhythm. In a gentle breath, out, a little slower, she felt the familiar, subtle hum of the valley beneath everything. A soft vibration, like the purr of a distant, enormous cat who slept beneath the roots of the mountains. It had always been there. Tonight, it sounded particularly pleased. Another dream returned home, she thought. Another small light remembering itself. Her eyes grew heavy, lids cooling, muscles around them loosening. She let them close, not as a decision but like the natural end of a sentence that had been written carefully. Darkness was not empty behind her eyes. It was full of what she had seen: the moon garden, the tree of remembering, the star curled like a spark in her hands, the pool of liquid moonlight, the mountain that felt like a quiet guardian. They floated gently there, like lanterns bobbing in slow water. As she drifted, Amina thought of others whose minds might be drifting too. She imagined someone far away resting on their own bed under their own blanket, perhaps listening to a quiet voice telling this very story. She imagined their eyes growing heavy, their breathing softening, their thoughts becoming less sharp, more fuzzy at the edges as if wrapped in cotton. If you're there, she thought sleepily, you're not alone either. My star is watching your window, too. You are under the same night, under the same sky, under the same sleepy blanket. At that thought a faint smile brushed her lips. Silence settled more deeply around her, but it was a friendly silence, the kind that says, you have done enough. You are allowed to rest now. Outside, the stars she had helped continued to glow gently above Khawab Valley. It watched the cottages, the boats, the tall buildings, the low roofs. It watched windows and balconies and narrow slits in curtains. It watched anyone who stirred uneasily in their sleep and brightened just a little, as if whispering, I am here. You can let go. I'll stay awake for you. And somewhere, in a distant place, a child rolled over, hugged their pillow closer, and sighed into sleep. A tired worker's jaw unclenched. A lonely heart felt just a fraction less empty. The night of Khawab wrapped itself closer around the world. The moon garden closed its glowing petals until only the faintest hint of light marked where it lay folded within the valley. The tree of remembering swayed once more, then grew very still. The pool of liquid moonlight sank back, becoming simply part of the quiet sky's reflection in a very ordinary river. In her small cottage, in her small bed, Amina's breath slowed even more. In, very soft, out, very long, her fingers relaxed over her heart, her body grew heavy, deliciously heavy, as if sinking into a warm, endless cloud. All the edges of thought faded. There were no more questions to answer. And no more dreams to chase tonight. Only the gentle certainty that there would always be more journeys, more stars, more whispers of moonlight to collect. But not now, not yet, for now there was only this, the quiet, the breath, the steady light of a small star keeping watch, the soft, invisible hug of the valley, the safe, enveloping feeling of being under a blanket, of being allowed to drift deeper and deeper into rest. Above, the moon and her star shimmered together like two eyes slowly closing. Khawab Valley sighed once content and fell into its own deep sleep. And if you have not drifted there already, you may feel yourself very close to that place now where stories dissolve into dreams and everything becomes gentle and slow and beautifully, wonderfully quiet. Good night, dreamer, good night, Star, good night, Khawab, and good night from the sleepy blanket, where this story softly ends. And your dreams now gently begin.